Have you ever had tossed salad and scrambled eggs together?
I've had a spinach omelet. Does that count?
I have something to say.
Nope. Stop. Hello and welcome to Good Enough. I am Sam, joined as always by Matt.
Hello.
Robbie,
Yo,
how is everyone today?
good.
Enough.
Oh, we are good enough. I get it. Clever. Put that on a shirt.
It is.
Is it?
Oh, wait, no, it's not.
It's not.
Well,
Our hashtag is.
Those are on our good enough on our beer koozies.
Check out the Good Enough Pod Swag store.
yeah, we
Well,
got.
we don't have one. What if people want to?
If you wanted to,
I mean, come on.
let's pitch some good enough merch right now. I mean, beer koozies pretty good.
I mean,
T-shirt's an obvious one,
Yeah.
but what can we do to like differentiate ourselves from other podcasts?
do you guys remember when like you'd be in elementary school and the like Scholastic Book Fair would come
Oh, absolutely.
and you got
Best
to
week of
go
the year.
Yeah.
buy like a bunch of crap?
I took my niece to her book fair not long ago, and like I was like, I had just a nostalgia overload. I was like, holy shit, I
Yeah.
missed this.
I bought Christmas presents for my family one year.
Every
I bought
child did.
myself a book from the book fair when I took her.
The Bernstein Bears.
No, there were no Bernstein, the Bernie Sanders Bears.
The Burmese Bears. The Burmese Bears.
What was your story about the book fair there, Robbie?
Oh, I was gonna say that's where we should get our merch.
Wait, no,
Like
We should get our merch in a Scholastic Book
no,
Fair.
yeah, like have it sold there.
we could sell like good enough
Yep,
bookmarks.
that's the market we've
Yeah,
been
well, that's
pushing to.
that, and it reminded me because my dad not recently, it was like a year or two ago, got a gift from one of my cousins, and it's just a ruler that goes to 6 inches that says "Cool Uncle."
It only goes to 6 inches?
Yeah, it's just a little ruler.
What does a 6-inch ruler accomplish?
You measure things that are 6 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, you're about 14 inches too fucking high. That didn't make any sense.
Like, I know you were trying to burn me, but that doesn't even make sense.
Anyway, yeah. So I thought, like, just slap good enough on that. A good enough 6-inch ruler.
Okay, or
That's good enough.
yeah, good enough ruler, a bookmark. We could do like
Also, like those little eagles that you could balance on the tip of your finger.
But it's like you.
it's Robbie.
We could, honestly, I wouldn't mind exploiting Bear
Oh yeah, there we
for
go.
that, like
Our-
a balancing
our
dog.
intern bear. There's also we could do like pencil toppers. Mm-hmm. Like
Look like little microphones.
Or our faces.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like, were those pencil toppers?
good.
They
No,
never erased. Were they meant to erase
I don't
things?
think so.
No.
Or were they just like
They were meant to
They were-
make a
like bling.
disgusting mark on your
Yeah,
paper.
they were meant to
like pencil flare?
leave a purple fucking marker, whatever color the eraser was,
On
all
your
over your paper.
useless
Tear through it
Not
sometimes.
useless. It was pencil swag.
pencil swag?
Yeah, not useless. I used to break erasers in half. and
Pencil
look at
swag
the
was
inside.
my AIM screen name.
Did you ever like squeeze an eraser like end to end so you could see like the crack, so you could see a crack, and then
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what I did in school.
Oh, we could be like those. We could get like a good enough, just like a giant novelty eraser.
Ooh.
Those big pencils.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take some notes.
Why have you not been doing that already?
On big pencil.
You forgot the bear balance thingy.
You didn't write little ruler.
6-inch ruler. What do you call those the birds that you balance on your finger?
A balance bird.
Damn it! I'm trying to think of something freedom related, but I can't figure it out. A finger freedom. Nope, that didn't work.
Nope. No, it did not.
You know
I
what?
like
though?
your enthusiasm.
You know what though?
though.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort. That was good. The balance bird. Okay, so we've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, not the first one, because the second one is out
I've
now.
been playing it too.
Yeah? Ooh, what's your favorite story beat so far, Matt?
When you go hunting with Hosea, because that's the last one I played.
Oh my god. Robbie and I have been playing a lot of Red Dead. Matt, not so much. But I mean, you've played enough to get a feel for like the.
Yeah, I've explored a lot. I've gone hunting.
So this game was in development for what, 7 years?
Yeah.
I have thoughts about this game. I'm loving it. I'm loving it a lot. But there's a lot that I also am not loving.
Same.
Most of it has to do with the controls. It feels like to me like it's a game that's caught between like eras. You know what I mean? And because it spent so long in development, I feel like the controls haven't like aged with. I don't know. Rockstar typically has not had great controls, but this feels like extra egregious to me. Like it feels too floaty and like unresponsive. Like trying to pick up items off of a table, absolutely infuriating.
Oh, I found it just hold down the button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just picks stuff as it goes. Because I got tired of like doing it for each thing, so I just hold it down now. It's easy enough.
My favorite thing about this discussion is that we're starting it with the controls, which is a weird way to start a discussion about a
I
game.
don't think so. Not when you play. When you've been playing as long as we have, like
Well,
things start fucking like the seams start showing.
yeah, and it's an open world game, so I mean, I don't know.
Although I'd say I feel I have more control over this character than I have in other like Rockstar games. Just because in this one I'm able to do stealth kind of coherently. You know, like it as long as you're staying stealthy, like you could get away with doing a mission fully stealth. Which you've never been able to do in a Rockstar game, just because they're so clunky. Like you can't sneak up behind someone because you'll fucking walk straight into them.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I've been able to like come across stuff at night and do stuff stealthily, but at the same time, like you're saying, like there are a lot of issues with the controls and moving around when you're on horses, when you're in populated areas.
And like that's the problems with the controls are compounded by the fact that you bump into anyone in town and you suddenly got a bounty on your head.
That's another thing. The bounty system. It's so intuitive and all this that
I like
it like lawmen come and like investigate a crime scene. If you're wearing a mask, like you won't be as easily identified.
And if you like take off the mask after you leave the scene, the wanted level will drop.
There's like
faster.
a lot of things that are incorporated in the bounty system, but if you shoot 14 cops in the head, is the same response you'll get if you bump into a carriage.
Like
So I had a $5 bounty that I was shot in the street for, like killed for, and it's like there's no. I mean, even in Fallout, you put your weapon down, and there'll be a moment where they'll be like, "Oh, are you done? Are we in Skyrim mainly?
right.
Like, are you done? Like, and then you'll have an interaction with the cops, pay them off, go to jail, run." Like, why couldn't that have been implemented in this? Like, it is so.
It's unforgiving.
It breaks. I can't go into Saint Denis with Chico. My horse is too big.
Yes. Those alleyways are too small.
I never don't hit someone or get in someone's way, and that has yet to not result in a bounty that I get killed for trying to get to the post office to pay it off.
I get to like in Strawberry, I accidentally ran over like a dog or cat or something with my horse, and then like I got a bounty on my head. But like it wasn't. I was trying to avoid the dog, right? And like the controls are so clunky.
Yeah, and for running over that cat, you will be chased down and killed.
Yes.
Like it just seems like there's supposed to be like all this like nuanced stuff going on in the world, but like that's like you could be like adapted to that. Like why can't I go to a sheriff's office and just be like, "Hey, all right, take it easy.
I ran over this dog. Sorry.
Yeah, like here's $11, which is or $10, which is the bounty for animal cruelty, and like, why can't I just do that? Why do I have to? Because like I'm not trying to be the baddest outlaw in the world. Like I'm trying to be respectful to the cops, trying to play this like it's. I mean, like it's like me, you know, like I'm not gonna go around killing people to kill people, and it's super frustrating that I'm forced to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know. It's like it's like, I don't know. Everyone treats you as like this like rude dude,
Rude dude.
rude dude,
A root and toot and root
rude dude, redemption, rude dude, redemption. Did you guys like that?
I'm glad you made yourself laugh.
Yeah.
That was the misspeak. Anyways, there's a mission where like you get into a firefight with like the lawman of Strawberry, and you leave with like an $80 bounty, right?
Well, mine was much higher. I left
Okay.
with a $300 bounty.
Okay, then you leave with a $300 bounty, right? And then you go to the clerk and you're like, here's $300. Just forget that I killed like 27 lawmen, please.
Yeah.
So like, why would they just let you go after you committed that much murder?
It was the West. No one cared.
It was old times.
No, people cared
I know.
because they're hanging people for less. And
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
paying.
they didn't have enough money to pay their bounty.
Exactly.
Poor people don't get to do stuff.
I had to stay away from. I had to stay away from Strawberry for a very long time to make up that $300 because that happens early on. And
So how does the so I have not played as much, so I don't know. How do the bounties work? So like if you commit a crime in Strawberry, will they only come after you if you're near there, or will bounty hunters come to get you?
So they'll chase you. It's like in any other Rockstar game where they'll chase you, but if you evade them, you can lose them.
So it's not like you could
There's
be like
counties.
in another town,
Yeah.
and like a bounty hunter will come and get you in another town.
Correct. Yeah. As long as you evade the law, then you can sort of go about your way, and then you can pay off your bounty at any of the
post
the
office.
post offices. And I don't know. It's just like, why would they just like let you go after you killed so many lawmen?
Yeah.
I mean, in Grand Theft Auto, you can just call Lester.
That's true. Good point.
It's like I need my wanted level.
I blew up. Like they called in the military.
Hey, yeah.
I stole a tank.
Hey, there's 4 helicopters after me.
So give me a sec.
Done. Oh, that was easy. Why wasn't Lester like why didn't he run America? Like why wasn't he just like,
He's a super villain.
Yeah.
Who's to say he wasn't? Oh, puppet master.
yeah, he's just basically a supervillain. Remember?
Yep, agreed.
Okay.
Next.
But I mean, like talking about if you're talking about other Rockstar games, it's the same thing in GTA. Like if you're running down the street and you like run into someone and knock them down, and the police officer's right there, you're gonna get a wanted level.
Yeah.
I guess like in defense of them, how do you differentiate? Like as a game developer, how do you differentiate a conscious effort to commit a crime and a non-conscious effort to commit a crime?
Yeah, and that's got to be impossible.
Like how does the game know that you weren't trying to run that dog over?
If that's the case, though, like make the controls better.
Right,
Then you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like they have the ability to make the controls feel tighter.
And
I agree that like animal cruelty, like yeah, fuck, go after the guy who actually ran over the dog or who ran over the dog with his horse. But like I wasn't trying to run over that dog with my horse.
yeah,
I would never
exactly.
do that.
Like when I stopped, got off my horse that I had just taken from a bounty and shot it in the street, fine. Come after me like they did. Whatever. Like I'll accept that.
Oh my
But
god!
when I ran over that cat that was in that bush that I couldn't even see,
Right.
like come on.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't be riding your horse through a busy city.
I wasn't. I was not. There was
Okay.
a cat in a bush laying down apparently that I ran over.
Okay, Sam, do you ride your horse like through the city?
I do. Actually, I still do. Like only Saint Denis. It's only a problem in Saint Denis.
Yeah, just because Saint Denis, I believe it's
Saint Denis.
Saint Denis,
Denis,
Saint
whatever.
Denis.
Saint Denis.
Yeah, Saint Denis. Patron saint of
Saint Denis.
Denny's restaurant. Saint Denny's.
Almost.
Denny.
Almost.
Move on.
Your brain's working.
Saint Denny.
It's in motion at least.
Quit saying Saint Denny. You're stuck in a loop.
It's funny though. Yeah, they could have at least like widened those streets. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god! Like, like when they're like, there's no leeway. There's no mistakes. Like Saint Denis, you got to be trotting. Like you're going over,
Or like walking.
If you're going over a trot, you're gonna be arrested.
Yeah.
You will be shot in the street.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about like the world of Red Dead Redemption?
This
It's
is
beautiful, and I mean I haven't seen as much as you guys have, but
this is by far the most densely packed world I've ever been a part. I've ever played in.
It's crazy. It's so densely
insane.
packed that it's almost like intrusive. Like you just can't like ride your horse without getting like held up by robbers or like someone asking you for help. I'm just like, can you just let me ride?
Okay, you know what's funny though? I was like, there's that, and then there's like, oh, look at that cabin over there. Like, well, there's people that live there, but like, this is my world. When
That's one of the things that it has impressed me the most about this world is that it encourages exploration in a way that no other Rockstar game has so far, and like you can stumble upon like entire like quest lines totally naturally. Like there's you could be like riding by a cabin and someone will call out to you, "Hey, mister, come on in," or "Come, why don't you pull up and have a drink with me," or whatever. And you can talk to them, and there's like cutscenes and everything, but it's not marked on the map. It's just something that naturally happens. So then you go into their house and have dinner with them, and then they drug you, and they drug you and steal all your money, and you have to make your way back to the house and kill them and find your money. It's like a whole.
Don't you tell us about the experience you had the other day in a cabin?
I'm 90% sure Arthur was raped, and I'm not. I'm only 90% sure
I haven't
because
come across that cabin, which is
So what happened?
insane to me because
it's
hit
it's.
every cabin I've come across.
Well, you go in there. Like I was riding through the swamp area north of Saint Denny, and you like some hillbilly.
Saint Denny's, the patron saint of pancakes. I don't know.
That was better.
I thought that was something.
It rhymed.
What rhymed?
Patron saint of pancake. Well, like it didn't rhyme. It had the same letter. It had alliteration.
Fuck you guys.
Anyway,
They're both good.
we're a team.
Anyways, some hillbilly guy he stopped me. He's all, "Come on in. I don't have a lot of friends, but why don't you come on in?" And I went to his house and he clubbed me. And then the screen went black. And then you hear like, "Oh, it's so hard to make friends these days." And then you hear like a lot of like wrestling and stuff. And you wake up outside in the swamp, but he hadn't taken any of my money. So like I don't know if like it was like a sex thing that happened or like he had been drugged, but like I don't want to call it rape because I don't want to, because we don't know, but it's just like it was really uncomfortable
Because you don't want to think that in this swamp zone where it's almost entirely inbred hicks that they could have possibly raped you.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Indeed.
Did you return to the house?
Yeah, I killed him.
Did you see anything in the house?
No.
Anything of note?
I don't know.
Apparently, I'm on Reddit reading about this. Someone said when he returned to the house, there were chains connected to the bed.
Okay.
I think you were. Oh my gosh.
Jesus. That's one thing. Like they Rockstar really strove for like, I guess like time period accurate setting.
I mean, I've yet to come across that, and
I want to talk about.
I'd say I probably explored the most out of all of us.
Yeah, most likely.
I've hit up at least 70 cabins, so like I'm really disappointed. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, because I've come across a ton of stuff. I've stopped 2 rapes. My favorite so far, I walked into a cabin there's just an old woman sitting in a rocking chair, and she's like, "Oh, you're here. He's all go down to the cellar, drop everything off, and then just you know what to do." And then like I walk past her, just like okay, and she's like, "Which one of you, Josh? You Trevor? Whatever?" Like
Trevor?
yeah, what I don't remember the names. I mean, wouldn't be surprised. But so you go down to the basement. It's like an armory. You steal a gun. You come back up, and she's like, "Wait a minute. You're not so and so. Like you're supposed to send one of the Duffy boys or whatever." And like she's like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And I like nervously I pointed my gun at her, and she's like, "Oh, now you're gonna shoot an old woman? Is that what you're gonna do?" And she like gets up like all crotchety, like all mad, and she like starts coming over and was like, "You better get out of here! You hear me?" And then I shot her.
Oh,
And,
no.
And Arthur's like, "Oh, not so tough now," but like you just like you can walk in on stuff in motion, like things happening that nothing to do with you.
The way you naturally stumble upon all these like little events that Rockstar has sprinkled around this world is really well done and impressive. It's just crazy finding this stuff.
Yeah, the finding of the things is probably the most enjoyable part for me so far.
I agree.
I found
Exploring the world and just stumbling upon these.
on both ends of the map. I found a couple that one lives on one end, the other lives on the other. Both crazy. Came out at me shooting like insane. Like you can't get anywhere near them. Had to kill them. Both of them ended up having halves to a map, halves to a treasure map. Like I didn't know coming up to these houses.
Right.
I didn't, especially the second house after having already been to the first one like way before, and it was some old crotchety man, and then I come to this other house, and it's some old crotchety lady with like 7 dogs attacking me. And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? They both have like a similar aesthetic, keep out, no trespassing signs everywhere. And like they both had halves to a map. And it's like, well, like there's some story there. Like there's gotta be.
Those fun little vignettes are, like you said, like one of my favorite parts of the game, how you'll stumble upon like a cabin and you walk inside and everyone's like dead. And decaying and stuff. And Arthur says like Jesus or oh my God. And then you go outside and find another corpse leaned up against a wagon. That corpse has a note. It says,
Yeah,
oh,
I love that. I like that cabin a lot.
yeah, you gotta like it's a note that says, I can't be with you anymore. It's the point is it's a love triangle,
Yeah,
right?
it's a guy telling this woman like, leave me alone. My wife is giving me a second chance. I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to leave my life. And like these people are like, I thought it was an animal attack because the details are so good that you could see the fucking slices down this dude's chest,
Yeah.
like literally to his ankles.
So, yeah,
like legs, like the woman's legs were like flayed open. And like there's blood everywhere.
So yeah, like, and it's only done like that. Like you infer that like, oh, this woman came and killed them both.
And how did you find her? Did you go to the house first, or did you find her?
I went to the house first,
And then how did you find her then? 'Cause-
corpses on the map are marked with an X.
Oh, okay.
And that's what
See,
I found.
I followed the blood trail.
Oh, I didn't even notice the blood trail.
Yeah, there was a blood trail leaving the front door that went all the way around where she killed herself. Like she shoots herself in the head, and with that note on her. There's a bunch of others too. Like I walked into a cabin and there was a bear in there.
That's awesome.
It's like eating some dude, and then he attacked me, killed him. Like I was like, what the fuck? Then I saw that the back door of that cabin had been smashed through, and that's probably how the bear got in.
Invaded that bear's home.
But I came in through the front door, and the bear just.
It's crazy to me from a development standpoint. Like, what is that? What is
that's
that?
why this game
take?
took. That's why this game took 7 years to make.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like we should talk about the crunch.
Well, the crunch that apparently to Rockstar didn't happen, but you have multiple employees working 80-hour weeks.
Yeah, and Hauser said, we were putting in 100-hour weeks and stuff, and like that has ignited an like a crazy debate in the games industry right now. That's bonkers to me. Like 100-hour weeks is not okay. So my question is like 100-hour weeks, is it like okay for us to enjoy the labor of these people? like the extreme overtime that they put in, or is it? Because I'm of the mind that, like, first of all, it's not okay to demand 100-hour weeks out of your employees without proper compensation, or like from an ethical standpoint, even like these people have families, they have homes and kids and stuff. Is it? But like, should we buy the game because like it rewards that effort? You know what I mean?
Were they? I don't.
I mean, I feel like it'd be incredibly more disrespectful to not.
Well, that's in my internal debate. This is my internal debate.
Were they compensated? I mean, were they paid for those extra hours?
They were, yeah.
See,
that's
and
what I'm
on my
saying.
like, I don't want to sound cold, but did they know who they were working for? Did they know what goes into those games?
Well, that's the thing.
Because it's not like this is a new thing. This exact topic gets brought up every time a Rockstar game comes out.
Yeah,
Like,
well, crunch has been brought up a lot in the history of the game.
But if you go look at GTA 3, this exact argument happened, or GTA 5 when that game came out.
Yeah.
It happens every time Rockstar makes a game because of what they put into the game. Again, like, I'm not saying like...
Is that okay, though?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah. In my opinion, you get what you go for. Like, maybe maybe you cut your teeth at Rockstar and fucking get into a more stable place, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if you, I don't know. In my opinion, if you're going to work for Rockstar, do some homework. I mean, if I were going into Rockstar, I would assume, like, I'd be working like a fucking maniac.
And I agree, like they have families and everything. But if I was a game developer, I'd be okay working 100-hour work weeks for a while if I was making the most successful entertainment property in the history of history.
I mean, and that's sort of like the options you personally have to weigh. And I just, part of this stems from the fact that like the games industry is not unionized, so like they can't really fight for like the fair working hours or whatever. My gut tells me like ethically I shouldn't buy this game and reward that sort of like treatment. But in the case of Red Dead Redemption 2, it's my decision to not buy the game isn't going to make a fucking difference. They made $725 million in 3 days. Red Dead Redemption 2 did.
They made more in 8 days than Red Dead made in 8 years.
Yeah, which is insane. So like me not buying my copy out of protest isn't going to make a difference.
I've worked many 100-hour weeks.
Right.
But my product is not worth almost $1 billion.
Right. So like I think this going forward we need to like fight for like game company unionization and stuff. Like
Okay, when I was like when I was a kid, up until probably high school, I boycotted Nike because of sweatshops. Like I knew it wouldn't mean a thing, but it meant something to me. Like it meant something to me that I wasn't
Like,
contributing to that.
right.
So, I mean, it is a personal thing. Like, and I don't think you shouldn't do anything. Like, I don't think you shouldn't do something just because you don't think it won't make a difference. That's
because that
voting.
mentality.
If anything, that's voting.
Yeah,
like there's a fucking, you know. So
you're right. You're absolutely right. And that mentality is how we wind up in the political situation we're in right now. You know, so like it's just the problem with Game Crunch is there's no clear cut like answer until the games industry is unionized, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's a topic that like we aren't really qualified to discuss or like have an input on, and like this podcast that no one listens to isn't going to have an impact. But I do think it's worth talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
In regards to Red Dead Redemption 2, because when I play it, I do think of the crunch, right? Like so many people put so much effort into this game,
and I feel like a lot of the people that did that are proud of what they've made.
Yeah,
sure.
It's not like someone was holding a gun. I mean, obviously, it's a
metaphorical
gun. Like you're going to lose your job if you don't do this.
Sure,
but they're like these are game developers that have made the most successful game in history. I would be proud as hell. It sucked for a long time working that many hours,
Right, but
I'm sure there's a lot of proud.
Is that like mental stress worth it though? Like
That's a case by case.
And that's
Yeah.
also a personal
case by
thing.
case. Yeah,
that's-
there may be people at Rockstar that have been messed up by this, but there also are people that are really proud.
I would
and
encourage
happy
you
of what they
to
did.
like read the interviews with some of the Rockstar employees because Rockstar did lift the ban on talking about crunch on social media. So there's a lot that a lot of Rockstar employees have said that you can find. So I'd encourage you to like read up on it. It's an interesting discussion and not one with a clear cut like solution. So.
Yeah, because then if the gaming industry does unionize, what happens to games at that point?
Right.
Do things change in gaming?
But are video games worth the because then you're talking big picture
yeah,
stuff.
I
Are
know,
video
I know.
games worth like the mental well-being of humans?
Yeah, because then
Again-
if we unionize
Again, that's case by case. You ask someone who's in their 60s? No. Fuck no. You ask someone in high school? That's art. That's fucking, that is,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's never going to be a clear cut answer on this, and there's never going to be.
there's never going to be a right thing. Like if they unionize, then they're going to have to put out games that aren't finished, and then you're going to have the fans that are furious.
Well,
when
maybe the
games
games
get sent
industry
out that isn't finished.
Maybe the games industry should scale back their ambition until
That's not going to happen
until technology
Yeah, 'cause-
until technology like
because precedent has been set.
yeah.
You don't stop, you don't slow down a multi-billion-dollar
Oh
industry.
yeah, absolutely not.
Like,
I'm just saying, like, you know, that's how we got into this mess in the first place.
if anything, developers need to be more, make it so you don't need talks of unions or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
make it worth to them, like to the employees to put in this time or offer up this extra time and stuff.
And these developers that were working those weeks probably are being heavily compensated for the work that they've done.
Well,
on
there's-
a $1 billion game.
There's history of like that not happening. Rockstar, I don't think has not paid their employees for overtime and stuff, but it's happened a lot at other big publishers. So I mean, it's a messy discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's take a quick break. I do have a lot more to say about Red Dead, but
See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the second half. But let's take a quick break. There will be more Good Enough after this. Welcome back to Good Enough. We're gonna talk about Red Dead some more. How's everyone doing? Still enthusiastic about Red Dead?
I'm hungry.
Dude, what pants do you wear?
I wear the ranch pants.
Because I found the cuffed jeans, and I fucking love it.
My
They're essentially Wranglers.
My gameplay experience was changed dramatically when I found out that Arthur looks so much better without a coat on.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hardly ever.
I never wear the coats now.
I always get the thing like you're cold, like it's raining, pouring rain. But I look so fucking dope in my vest.
And just shirt.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
We're talking about like one of the biggest games in history, and the first question that was asked is, "What pants do you wear?"
Gotta wear them ranch pants, bro.
I wear the cuffed jeans because they go over the boots, so it just
What
it
boots
just
do you
looks
wear?
clean.
I wear the work boots.
I wear the rompers, the like those all black ones, but I also wear those half ones.
I don't know those.
I think they're only sold in Saint Denis, but
Saint Denny.
Saint Denny's Shoe Emporium.
Pancake and Shoe Emporium.
I spent Matthew. You want to talk about like why I asked pants? Because I spent 3 real world hours getting my horse, the outfits I keep on my horse together.
Which way does he wear his pants?
The horse,
Yeah.
Backwards like an idiot, stupid Chico.
Learn to wear pants, you moron.
But and that happens. So far, it's happened about every like 10 hours. I'll go and completely overhaul all the outfits and stuff that I carry.
Every time I help a stranger and they say, "Oh, I'll buy you one item at the general store." Outfit. Gotta get an outfit.
All I do are look for people in the wild to help now, because that's how I've gotten at least 6 of my outfits. Like,
Because outfits are like $200, or
Yeah.
some of them are like $200, $150. And every time I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna buy me an outfit.
this
So
sucker
you get
thinks
for
I'm gonna get a pack of cigarettes. Well, I'm gonna go buy that fucking.
Put $200 on this guy's tab.
He'll buy you anything?
Yeah.
Like there's people that you could save from like animal attacks or whatever. Like just help them out.
Saved a guy from a bear trap.
And then you'll come into a city and he'll be like, hey feller, hey man, I didn't think I'd see you again. Like, and then he'll
cool.
like, I really appreciate it. You know, he's like, you know what? Go into the general store, the gunsmith, depending. He's like, anything you want, man. Put it on my tab. Then you'll go in and be like, oh, a feller out there said this, and he's like, oh, he's not good for anything, but he pays his tabs. Like, okay. And I was like, I feel like that's a huge thing to be like good and known for. Like,
yeah.
He pays his debts.
Yeah, he's a fucking Lannister over here.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is to pet dogs.
Oh yeah.
I was in what town was I in?
To be fair, that's also a favorite thing to do in real life.
Yeah, true, absolutely. This is why Red Dead's so good. I was in Rhodes and I heard a banjo playing, and I was looking for the source of the music. There was a guy just sitting on a porch in front of a house playing the banjo, and there was a dog laying there next to him. I sat there and watched for like 5 full minutes. I was like, this is incredible.
Something happened. No spoilers or anything, but something happens in the story where once it's resolved, like everyone's partying in the camp. I took maybe 80 pictures.
Yep.
Like recorded all of it, all the gameplay. Like I was so content just sitting there watching everybody.
One of my all-time favorite things is like when they have a party at camp, and you can just like hang out. You can go to bed whenever you want.
Yeah.
But like I talked to everyone. I walked around the entire camp several times. It's just like everyone's getting along and happy, which is sad to think about because
they're all going to be dead.
Yeah, everyone's going to be dead at the end of this game because we've all played Red Dead 1. The only people in Red Dead 1 are John,
Bill,
Uncle.
Javier, and Dutch.
And Uncle.
And Uncle. And so, like, this gang.
There's 5 people in Red Dead, and right now there are 13 in our camp.
Oh, everyone's going to die. So that's,
But yeah, like seriously, like Javier got the guitar, he sits down and he starts like singing like the Mexican song, and everyone's joining in, and it's just
oh man, when you can make Arthur sing.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my favorite things. You can make Arthur sing along to the camp songs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you ever make him sing along to a camp song, but then like walk away from where the song is happening? He's walking around camp like singing. Like he hums a lot of words.
Yeah.
And then he'll sing the words. It cracks me up.
Like I love the camp. The camps are awesome. Like you get multiple camp areas, and they just keep getting better.
Some of my favorite missions are the super laid back like fishing missions.
Mm-hmm.
There's one where you go fishing with Hosea and Dutch. Fucking loved that mission. My favorite mission. So far, probably. Because every single mission in this game ends with you shooting someone, but that mission did not. And I was like, this is a great, like
you rode out in a boat and fished. And
that was the whole mission.
It was fun. Like, they're just talking bullshitting, talking about, they're like the 3 originals. Mm-hmm. And
they've got stories, and they tell stories and anecdotes. And then when you're rowing back to the camp, they sing songs. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
that's cool.
This is a fucking good mission. No one got shot in that mission. But you know what? There's no way this game doesn't end with everyone except 4 people dying.
Yeah. I have some theories.
What happens to Arthur? Like
he dies.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way Dutch doesn't kill Arthur.
It's like John dies in the first one. Arthur's gonna die in this one.
So then at the end of Red Dead 1, literally everyone is dead. Mm-hmm. Except Javier.
Except Jack.
No, Jack. Did Javier die?
Yeah, you kill him.
Oh,
you go find him after he teams up with like
the
king of Mexico,
the governor of Mexico, governor of Mexico,
the king. yeah, that's right.
He's like holed up in a fortress.
That's right.
Yeah, and then by the time what's his face, Jack is of age at the end of that game. It's got to be like
he's the
1930 or 20 late 20s at least.
Yeah, and he's the only one left. Jack. It's like seeing everyone walk around camp and then seeing Jack. You're like, oh, well, he's the only one left alive at the end of this whole thing. So
that shit's wild.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm scared. And I have thoughts, man. There's stuff that
What if they all go into like witness protection program? That's a thing in the late 1800s, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. I came across a woman who was in a cabin who
Well,
was
there you go.
There's hope.
hope. There is hope. My favorite character to play is Obama in Red Dead.
All right, guys, it's time for us to select, maybe not select, but present our present our ideas for the next game club.
So we each came up with a few games.
Yeah, well,
Robbie came up with a book of games.
We have there were some like conditions for the game that had to be met. Like it has to be something that we can play like quickly, something that's not
It
going
had
to last.
to be exclusively directed by David Cage.
Nope. We are staying away from David Cage for the time being.
But if he comes up with another game,
I mean,
we have to play it.
Well, there's Detroit. Detroit just came out not long ago, last year. Detroit
Forgot
Become Human.
about that.
Yeah, I don't even want to touch that game. Not at all.
No.
David Cage handling like racism analogs. Not a fucking chance. Not touching that. So, I mean, there's no like right game for us.
No.
But I mean, we all kind of felt out like what we felt would be good for the group. Like
I feel like it can't be something like Red Dead Redemption. Like it can't
Nothing
be
huge.
something that we're gonna have to spend 100 hours playing.
yeah.
I mean, I don't see why we couldn't do Red Dead. It's broken down into chapters, and it's not like we have to talk about everything we do outside of main missions. But like, I get it. That's it. I'm fucking who knows how many hours in, and I just started chapter 4
Yeah.
of 10. So
Yeah.
Are there 10 chapters?
there's 10 hidden trophies.
Oh boy.
Nice and quiet. Okay, so some of the games I picked, some are like real short, like just like essentially arcade games. Just as like in my mind, I was like, just something to we could play and just get the taste of that out of our mouth. We could finish it sooner, presumably, and like then move on from there.
All right. Well, what do you got?
Well, one of my first ones was the Day of the Tentacle. I thought that'd be a good one. It's a point and click adventure.
I've tried to play it.
It doesn't take long at all.
Those old school like point and click adventures can be real unforgiving. I'm actually kind of down with that because, especially some like those old like Double Fine ones and Sierra point and click adventures. They're so unforgiving and do not provide clues to where you're supposed to go next and stuff. I can actually see us having a lot of fun with that.
See, I thought about it, I was like, I remember because I played those as a kid. Like, I played a ton of the point and click adventure games, and like I remember liking them and like having fun. I just felt like it was like a little nostalgia.
Well, did you play the Myst games ever? Mm-hmm. So like. Those games are fucking bonkers. Where like, oh, you'll flip a switch on one side of the island, but it doesn't give you any indication of what that switch does.
Yeah.
And then like, it had actually like opened something on the other side of the island. It's just like, modern game development is so much like more forgiving than it used to be.
And that's another reason it's an older game. Like, you get a newer take on it.
I could see us having fun with something like that. Matt, what do you think?
I mean, I'd be down. I tried to play it last year, and I stopped. I couldn't get into it. But I'd be down to try it again.
All right. What else you got, Robbie?
Oh, another one kind of in that vein, Rayman Legends, because I've never played it. Thought that'd be fun.
It's a good game. It's a very good game.
Okay, so I have some. Like, I was thinking, like, the Bloops 3 campaign.
Ooh.
And then...
Black Ops 3, yeah.
So I was thinking that...
Fuck, it's just something so, like, absurd and... You know what?
And that won't take more than 6 hours.
Yes.
Like, 7 hours, tops.
And that's easily broken down into missions.
Yeah, and I feel like, again, like, that'd be something we could talk about that...
I like
with
it.
With our history with the franchise and then our falling out with the franchise. I thought that would be
Well, Black Ops 3 is our falling out with the
Yeah,
franchise.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
First one that I returned.
Okay, that's not a bad idea. I actually really like that because part of me knows it will hate it, and it's just
It's
like
a terrible story.
and like the story's fucking nonsense.
yeah,
It's so bad.
Okay. All right.
like,
I dig it.
I wouldn't mind like poking at the.
I thought we were gonna play something bad though.
Bad.
I mean,
It's pretty bad.
No, weren't gonna play
Oh.
something bad.
Oh, we can play
let's
whatever.
just say it's bad.
Yeah, that's.
I've
say
never
it-
played it. I never played it. So
You didn't play
the
it?
campaign? No.
I played like half of it.
Oh man.
It's nonsense.
Yeah, I played the whole
I
thing.
didn't touch it.
It's
could do
real
that.
bad.
I can see us doing that, talking about that. Do one chapter or one mission at a time.
And
something
then
like that.
mainly just like the Telltale games. I have a bunch of the Telltale games. Batman,
That was-
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that was mine
Borderlands.
too. Tales from the Borderlands was free not long ago. Did you guys download it? Mm-hmm.
I think so.
So that's one of my suggestions is Tales from the Borderlands. We could do that. All the reviews say that it was like the best Telltale game before Telltale closed.
I don't want to support Telltale.
Now, well, it was a free game and we already have it.
Yeah.
And they're dead. So you're not.
I know. I don't want to support the management of Telltale. They fucked up. They were supposed to do a Netflix or Stranger Things game with
Yeah.
and like
They're supposed
management.
they were going to start streaming the games on Netflix to play.
Yeah, and management at Telltale blew it. 250 people lost their jobs.
And then my last suggestion was to play a season together of Madden.
Okay.
Because you can online like
Can you
just,
play like a whole online season?
yeah, just us three.
Okay.
How does that work?
The only times we would have to play together are when we played each other.
So like we
each play a season.
team?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
And then when you come, like if the Cowboys play the Bengals,
I like that a lot.
me and Sam would then play each other, see what happens at the end of the season.
I really like that.
Robbie, that's a good idea.
That's when before I left the house, I was thinking that, and then like I went online and made sure you could, so I could go online, make a league, set how many human players are in it, and like I just give you guys a code, you enter it, you join the league.
I like that a lot.
Can we? I don't know if this is possible. Can we like have our created character from the campaign on the team that we play as? Is that a thing that's possible?
I'm not sure, but I know you can do a draft.
Oh shit!
Start with a personalized draft. So
I'm just gonna draft all the Bengals anyways.
like I was just saying like that's something we could do as well. Like
I actually really like that idea. We could like talk about our story. We can do like
what happens during the season.
we
Like,
can do like two weeks at a time.
yeah, like away from each other.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
eventually we'll have to play each other.
Yeah.
I thought that would. I
That's
thought that'd
fun.
be cool.
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Matt, what do you got?
Okay. Deadly Tower of Monsters. Did you guys ever play that game?
Yeah, it was free, right? Not
Yeah,
like
it was
a while
a
back.
few years ago. It's set up like an old, like hokey '40s horror movie. It's a fun, goofy game. It's a top-down, just kind of adventure game. I think it would be fun to talk about. Until Dawn, just because it's somewhat similar to Beyond, like that type of game.
I was going to put that.
Until Dawn's a good choice.
Like where we would have different decisions, we'd have different outcomes, and it's a better game.
Yeah, I was going to say we know stuff
a-
turns out different.
Yeah.
in that game.
And Until Dawn, that was
Like there's
you guys have now said 2 of my 3 suggestions.
like there's a couple hundred outcomes of that game.
Yeah.
And it's better. It's better than Beyond. So and my last one,
Listen, I will.
this is I want to play Dream Daddy. Do you know what this is, Robbie? So it's
It's a daddy dating.
It's a daddy
sim.
dating simulator game. Yeah.
I'm totally down. 100%.
I think it would be really fun. So like you play a single father who moves into a town, and
get to
everyone
make
on
your daddy.
everyone on your street is a bunch of other single dads
I watched
that
the,
are willing to date.
I watched the No Clip documentary on it. It's
When
really
I,
good.
When I was looking for games for this the other day on the PlayStation Store, like a little ad popped up for it, and I was like, oh, whatever. I clicked on it, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh my god, we have to play this game.
I will, and I like unironically, I really want to play Dream.
And
do I.
it really does. It has amazing reviews. Like I was reading the Steam reviews, and it talks about like it's like one of the most. They call it like one of the most inclusive games for like the LGBTQ community. It just looks fun.
Well, that's why I want to support that game too.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
we would definitely have different experiences because I'm
Yeah.
sure we have different tastes.
You guys should
Give me
really
that
watch.
gruff bear daddy.
You guys should watch the No Clip documentary. It's really good.
I
And
will.
also-
The way that game came up, that game was conceived and put together in like a month. Like
Damn.
conceived in a month.
Damn.
And it has a daddy creator, so like you can create your
Make
own
my
dad.
daddy.
So those are mine. So that's even if we don't play it now, I would like to play it.
I'm totally
at some
down.
point.
I'm totally down. Absolutely.
Oh, Sam, did you see Dragon Quest XI's come to the Switch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it then.
Fuck yeah. Weston's playing it, and
Yeah, I know, I saw him.
I've been talking to him about it.
Anyway,
But
sorry.
you weren't into those games.
JRPGs?
Yeah,
Robbie's played. A lot
I've just
of
never heard
RPGs.
you talk about JRPGs. Really,
I played tons, son. That's why I bought the PSP.
So you guys, Until Dawn and the Telltale games were two of my suggestions. My last and my third suggestion is Golf Story for the Switch.
I did really want to play that game.
What I like about Golf Story, I've played like half of it. It's fucking good. It's an RPG golf game, where like you can level up and upgrade your equipment and like increase your skills and stuff. And there's 8 different courses. We could probably break it down into 8 different like play sessions where we play through the 8 different courses. And there's like a story and stuff.
Can you play that together?
No, it's single player.
Okay.
But that was my big suggestion was Golf Story, because I feel like there's enough side quests that we could talk about all the side quests. There's also like a disc golf mini game in it, which is fun to do. And we could talk
like
about like
that.
what equipment we're using and how we're upgrading our character, and like talk about how we performed on each course, you know. And there's like, you know, different storylines.
That's on the Switch. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I like that.
That
I
was
think it's like $15.
Yeah.
It's
That's what Dream Daddy is.
typically on sale too.
yeah.
I've seen.
So
in,
I
Nintendo.
understand, like, because you know money's tight for us, but like I don't know, like I figured if we kept it around like 15 bucks or below, because most of the games that we've talked about we either own because they were free at some point, or they're like 15 bucks and below, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my big suggestion was Golf Story.
So should we come up with 3 and then like put it to a poll?
4 is
4.
4 is the maximum number of like poll options on like Twitter and stuff.
Okay.
So I say Until Dawn, Madden, Golf Story, or Dream Daddy.
And Dream Daddy.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Did you have any besides Madden of your suggestions that you really liked?
It's weird that like none of the Telltale games make that list, or what? What do you think?
I mean, personally, I thought like Madden, especially
That's
Madden,
really,
especially because like
really
we're
clever.
doing a game club, but like we're doing video games. Like I was just trying to think of as many ways to incorporate as many games as possible.
Yeah. And it would be
Different
nice.
genres.
It would be nice to have a game.
And like games
That
that,
we can
aren't
play.
story based, or
Yeah.
where we could have our own adventure through it, like
Right.
with the season, like of a football. Like I don't know. In my mind I just pictured like
That does
people
sound really
getting
fun.
hurt and
Yeah, that
like
does
oh
sound
fuck,
fun.
dude, like like
Yeah.
the coming in basically doing press conferences after games and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's in my head what I like envisioned. And
It's a super clever suggestion. I love that.
So Until Dawn, Golf Story, Dream Daddy, and Madden.
Yeah,
I think those are 4 pretty different
very
games.
different games.
And I know me and Matt both have Madden 17,
Yeah.
which is 2 years old now, so it can't be
I get-
more than 11 cents.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, the Rams aren't good in that one though.
you're gonna have to get Madden 2019, Matt.
they update the rosters.
Yeah.
They lost. How do you feel?
It was a very tough loss, but I knew they were going to lose either to the Saints or the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't lose to the Saints and the Chiefs.
yeah, those are four very different and strong contenders. That's a
Yeah.
good. That's a good. I think.
I didn't even consider Switch games. I didn't even think about
I don't know,
it.
and there's a
Mainly-
insane amount of
Mainly-
Switch games to choose
Yeah,
from.
but I was- but, like,
have you
I-
ever browsed like the eShop on
Oh, it's-
Switch?
yeah.
It's
it's-
fucking bonkers.
it's almost it's overwhelming.
and like so many of them are just like these like
Indeed, like
indie like games I've never even heard of.
yeah.
But one of the main reasons I did it though is because I have like 50 freaking games on my PS4
Yeah.
that,
Oh,
like I was
seriously?
telling Sam, like easily 35 I haven't touched.
Oh, same. I have a folder that's just called Need to Play with like 40 games in it.
Yeah, it was bonkers. All right. Well then,
That's a good list to start with.
yeah, we'll put it to a poll after this episode goes up.
It's gonna be 4 people. Then you just vote for me.
Hey, listen,
I
we'll,
said we don't get a vote in it. We don't vote at all.
we'll be lucky if we get 4 people to vote for this.
I think we'll get a little bit maybe.
We'll put it on Facebook and we'll put it on
We
Twitter.
all have families.
Get some pity.
Sheila, you know what she's
all
gonna
have
tell? She's
families
gonna
that-
say, "I don't care."
We all have families that
I think she'll
listen.
like Dream Daddy.
We all have family that listens but doesn't know what they're listening to.
Yeah, good point. So
My mom told me she got upset because last week you didn't talk about anything. You just talked about that game. I was like, well,
that's what we
well
do.
yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, if you look at our hashtag T-shirts, we don't talk
don't.
about games at all.
All right. Well, look for that poll on our Twitter and Facebook after this episode goes
And
out.
Instagram,
Oh yeah, that thing.
Can you do a poll on Instagram?
we could post.
What, direct them to Twitter or Facebook?
No, there's commenting.
I'm just saying, we've never received a
It's not like
comment
it's not like
before.
we're gonna have thousands of comments to
I'm
go
just
through.
saying, even those posts that got like 100 likes, we've had 0 comments.
I would
So-
also-
if we had something that would prompted a comment.
I would also
Well-
like to say, go ahead and follow our Instagram, please.
Yeah, and if you go ahead and look at our Instagram, I prompt questions every time I post. So just
Getting that social media following. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Anything else before you wrap up?
go Cowboys.
Okay, good input.
We suck, but
Pray,
I meant it for Red Dead.
don't forget to pray to Saint Denny for
Saint
good
Denny
for
for-
good pancakes.
for perfectly crisp hash browns.
I want breakfast now.
Some like blueberry pancakes. Sounds pretty good.
I think I'm gonna go to Denny's.
I just want an egg.
I'm gonna go 1 egg.
Just
Can I just go to Denny's? Can I get an
Can I
egg?
get an egg? Oh, how would you like that? Raw, please.
Shelled?
They bring you just like a shelled egg.
And then you leave? Thank you. How much would that cost?
Leave like 50 cents on the table. All right. Thank you for listening. We will be back with more Good Enough next week. Bye bye.